Hey, I'm Red, and today I'm going to show you how to take that dark sampled sound that KILLSHOT by Eminem has and use it to make better beats of your own. I'll also give you some free loops if you stick through the end. With that said, let's begin. Okay, the first thing I want to show you before you decide if you want to take my advice on this is the final melody I came up using the simple section later in this video. If you like the melody, then stick around because I got a bunch of tips for you. And if not, well, maybe you'd be more interested in learning how to make a bell melody like Moonlight by XXXTentacion. Anyways, here's the final melody. KILLSHOT's melody has one main element, and that is the sampled piano. So let's break it down. This beat was made at 106 BPM in the C minor scale, by the way. Step 1. Which chord should I use? When it comes to dark piano beats, the best way to get that dark sample effect is to do just that. Sample it. So let me show you how you can start with a simple progression and turn it into something dark by sampling yourself. For the sound selection, I'm going to use the soft piano preset on Labs by Spitfire Audio. This is a free plugin and has amazing sound, so go check it out. Okay, the first thing we need is a dark chord progression. And for that, the best scale is a harmonic minor scale, so go ahead and add that. Now add a note here on the third note of the scale. Just trust me. And right after that, add a note here on the second of the scale. And now this is going to be the base of our chord progression. Now add two more notes that sound good to you. I'll add this too. This is what we have so far. Now to make chords out of that, simply follow our triad rule. Keep in mind that this will not be our root note, but the third note. So instead of adding two notes on top, add one note above it and one note below it. To add them, simply skip one note of the scale and add a note right after. Skip one, note, skip one, note. Now to make the whole progression seem fuller, simply highlight the top and bottom notes and bring them down one octave. Now we can start adding a top melody. Our top melody is going to consist of two layers. For the first layer, simply play some notes back at the end of each bar, like this and like this. You can also add some passing notes to make it more interesting. Keep this layer simple. The next one is where we're going to add some more complex stuff. Now for the second layer, you want to play almost a counter melody to our first layer. Build it one octave higher. Start simple in this two bar to make it more complex in the end. You can see how the notes that I'm using the most in this whole progression are our second and third, and that is not an accident. The reason I'm using them so much is because of the dissonance they cause when they are played right after each other. The dissonance caused by this close proximity helps our melodies feel darker, so remember to use those. Anyways, this is what we have so far. Now that we have this, let's sample it. To do that, right-click on the pattern and click on Render to Audio. Now drag and drop that to Fruity Slicer and set it to cut on every beat using this button. Now raise the decay and attack knobs like this and lower the pitch of your melody a bit. And now you can start experimenting with different combinations for a while until you find something that sounds even better than your first melody. If you're unable to find anything better, simply export the melody like that. Given the tweaking Slicer did, your melody should sound a lot darker even if you left it just like that. This is before Slicer. And this is after Slicer. Much darker, right? Well, now for the final effects. First, you want to add a halftime effect. This will be automated to work only on the intro. So your intro will sound slower, like on KILLSHOT. Also add some reverb so it doesn't sound so dry. I will also add some RC20, but this is not necessary. And now let's add some simple drums. Hi-hats on every step, with rolls in the second beat. And also add silences to set in the dark ambience. Claps or rims on 2 and 4. And lastly, a long 808 with a hard kick. One last trick I want to give you is right before you add your kick, add a reverse kick. This works great on dark sample tracks like this one. Now lay your beat however you want, and done! That's how to make a dark sampled piano melody like KILLSHOT by Eminem. Before I play the final beat, if you want to download the melody loop I made in this video, there's a free download link in the description. It's royalty free, so you can use it however you want. I make 2-beat breakdowns a week, so if you want more tips on how to make better melodies, subscribe, and as always, see ya!